The cat was safely returned to his family. I'm receiving a report. I'm gonna be back in a moment.
Leaving or have never been to JAKA? Take a part of the culture with you with this CD. Hits such as Lotar's Lullaby.
Lullaby, you need a nap.
JAKA Anthem. JAKA, JAKA, JAKA. JAKA Ethnic Wedding. The #1 hit single, Bacon. And many more. This emblem of cultural heritage can be yours for only $19.99. Call now, 1-800-JAKA-4ME.
Revolution in JAKA. Good afternoon, I'm Tina, live in JAKA Zero Studios with breaking news. JAKA Vice Chief Goda has been assassinated. In a stunning development, Tito's rebels are claiming responsibility. JAKA has endured acts of violence since their secession to a vacant island 2 miles south of Tito. A relatively peaceful people, JAKAns fled Tito in search of political refuge in 1901. Tensions between the two countries are being rising, with Tito's claim of ownership of JAKA Island since the discovery of the largest land oil reserve in the region. Conflict has now spread to both islands with a tragic assassination of Goda. With groundbreaking details on the JAKA revolution, seen only here in JAKA Zero, we now go live in the middle of the Pacific Ocean where Rena is standing by. Rena, what's going on there?
That's right, Tina. I am here live on the island of Independent Democratic People's Republic of JAKA in the capital Akash, where just a few hours ago, Vice Chief Goda was assassinated during a routine livestock check. Although it just looks like a few hours ago the conflict has started, in fact, the tensions have been going on over 5 decades, since the discovery of oil in this grassy plot of land. Pushing 13 million barrels of oil a day, JAKA has become the richest nation into the region. And actually, Tito has started claiming ownership of the land.
Rena, what can you tell me about the citizen reaction to this incident?
The assassination of Goda have affected these people around here, and we have just few of citizens here that are going to talk to us about this incident. What did you think about the assassination? How does this affect you?
We are a peaceful people and have just sought to live our lives in peace. Why would they do such a thing?
Thank you. What about you, ma'am?
For years, they've come into our streets and tried to take our people and the children, and we've tried to just live our lives in peace. I don't understand why they would do this.
Thank you. Actually, you can see that the people around here are affected by this incident, and I am hearing actually that Chief Lotar is going to address people of JAKA pretty soon, so I'm heading down there. Back to you in studio.
We will have more from Rena momentarily. Joining me now in the studio is nuclear analyst Jamie with more information on these events. Jamie, why bring in the nuclear perspective?
Well, in this situation, retaliation by some means of destructive weaponry is not out of the question. Nuclear weapons are generally a deterrent mechanism, as seen around the world, so the possibility for use is there.
Discussing this just seems very surprising considering neither country has a known nuclear program.
That is true, but JAKA's situation is not far from unique. Even though JAKA has exhibited behaviors of peace, if their structure is closely examined, weapons integration is an option.
That really a possibility?
Absolutely, Tina. Looking at a few principles that involve nuclear tendencies, we can see that first, by looking at their behavior of their social system, JAKA has been relatively under the radar as far as country interactions, but aside from tolerating the Tito attacks for decades under the flag of peace, there's really no stability within their social structure. The stance of peace could be an overarching facade that JAKA has. Second, we need to evaluate the intent of their behavior. Behaviors are driven by our interpretation of reality, and no one really knows what JAKA's reality is. They've been fighting for 50 years, and if they believe that they've been in imminent danger from Tito for all of these decades, they very well may believe that the only way to protect themselves is through an arsenal.
But how realistic is that?
Well, JAKA is the richest, they're the richest nation in the region with their oil production, so it is very realistic. If we look at the final evaluation, we can see that it is a driving force in the belief that the world belongs to the strong. I mean, oil producing countries in general, they tend to have power tendencies. As far as we know, JAKA doesn't believe this, but if their wealth is a driving factor, they may feel that they have an entitlement to power. Chief Lotar's speech will be very defining in how JAKA is going to progress.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm getting information that Chief Lotar is preparing to address JAKA. Rena, what is the situation up there?
That's right, Tina. Chief Lotar is gathering JAKA nationals actually to address for a public rally.
We come, great leader. We're here.
My fellow Jakans,
Yeah.
I stand before you, sorrowful, yet proud on this day. It is a day we are seeking justice.
Justice.
A day when we are following our goal and desire of independence to separate us from the evil empire of the nation next door.
That's right. Yeah.
The evil empire of Tito.
I hate Tito. That's our leader.
My fellow Jakans, the time has come in our history to take a great step as we follow through our independence.
Independence. Let's do it.
For too long have the people of the evil empire of Tito slain us in the streets,
Right.
oppressed us,
Right.
and today, as we follow through with this goal,
Yes.
we will obtain our independence.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right on.
Their efforts to stifle us, they will not go unpunished.
That's right. Punishment.
First, it all started with the assassination of Vice Chief Goda.
I love that man.
I did too. I love that man. Second, it is for our oil.
Oil.
And lastly, we do this for us and our country.
For JAKA. For JAKA. That's right. For JAKA.
What can you tell me about the citizen reaction to this?
We just heard the speech from Chief Lotar, and it was very powerful. Actually, you can hear the crowd as they are cheering in support of their leader. We are going to talk to them in a second.
I am so proud to be an American now.
We gotta go like this light on my head. We gotta go to war with Tito. We gonna get him from King Lothar.
This is with an I have an interview with Chief Lotar. Back to you, Steve.
After this rousing speech, we have George Mason University government expert, Professor Blake, via satellite from Washington. Dr. Blake, what are your impressions on these latest development from JAKA?
Yes, thank you, Tina. Thanks for having me. After hearing your analyst's earlier impressions, it seems like the signs have been there all along. You know, JAKA's been effectively functioning just below the radar. It's unfortunate. It's actually a common response that comes from a country that's being taken beyond their capacities.
How do you mean?
Well, you know, countries such as JAKA, who are still relatively new in establishing themselves, I mean, yes, they've been around for just over a century, but they've been fighting Tito for over half their existence, and they are still a fragile country, still trying to establish their identity.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is, Tina. Speeches such as Lotar's also, you know, they're filled with ideological power that manipulates the perception of reality of the people, and it rallies their national pride.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, now this leads to the debate of patriotism versus nationalism. These two words tend to be used synonymously, but they carry two very distinct meanings. For instance, you know, the two Jakans that were interviewed, they really displayed the distinct aspects of both of these words. Mm-hmm. Patriotism shows a stronger relation or attachment to one's country, and that was exhibited by the first Jakan expressing his love for JAKA. However, the second Jakan is you know, the one that was exhibiting the signs of nationalism, that brings in feelings of national superiority, and this can be very dangerous, as nationalism is one of the leading causes of conflict around the world. And this is of concern because with strong views of nationalism, an attack is probable, and it's also necessary to mollify the citizens' fears. The citizens think they don't have any other choice but to go to war. Nationalism is a very strong tool for gaining support for nuclear armament and to gain dominance, something that Chief Lothar explicitly stated, Tina.
Thank you, Dr. Blake, for your time. We will now take you back with Rena with her exclusive interview with Chief Lothar.
I'm here in front of Chief Lothar's compound, and I am waiting for our interview. Okay. Here with me is Chief Lothar, and sir, what can you tell me about the political response of your people?
My apologies, Miss Rena. Hello? Yes, Dr. Tartar. Yes, correct. No, everything is scheduled as planned. Yes, just wait for the signal. Yes, that signal. Yes. Thank you, good day. My apologies.
No problem. Okay, so what can you tell me about the political response?
Well, with the assassination of Vice Chief Goda, it has really struck an accord with our people, as me being a personal friend and him a representative of JAKA, both culturally and political. I would say that we have been pushed beyond our means, if you know what I mean.
But your people have gone from being peaceful to vengeful. Is there an explanation for this?
Vengeful is, I would say, a very strong word, Western word in JAKA, and I would not consider that at all. As a matter of fact, I would say reactionary.
What does that exactly mean?
Miss Rena, as you are aware, we are a small country, a small island off the coast of the empire of Tito, and the Teats, they have been coming into our countries for the last 50 years. They've been stealing our jobs, they've been killing us in the streets, they've been doing atrocities on a daily basis. Their empire is huge, their population is huge. 2 days after the UN pulled out, my dear friend Goda became assassinated. Miss Rena, I think that our response is going to be swift and efficient.
Are you telling me that you have a nuclear program?
Nuclear, you may call it what you want, but I would say yes.
And your program is operational?
Operational, functional, yes, something along those lines. And Miss Rena, I would like to invite you to behold the power of a fully nuclear and operational weapons program. Now, Miss Rena, if you don't mind, I have a nation's bomb.
Thank you, sir, for your time. These allegations need actually a further investigation. I am standing in front of the secret nuclear facility which Chief Lothar actually mentioned, and as you can see, there are bullet holes in the door by Tito rebels. I'm supposed to have an interview with lead nuclear scientist Dr. Tartar, which he's going to talk about the nuclear program of this country. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you come in.
So, what can you tell me about the program?
Well, the program was brought to our country about 50 years ago at the end of World War II. We acquired some of the radical technology from the United States about the same time that we recently discovered massive oil reserves underneath our own soil.
So, for how long has this program been secret?
This program has been secret for about 50 years. Would you like a tour of our facility?
Absolutely, that would be very interesting.
All right, what you're seeing here is the top of our subterranean 30-story missile base, which is using all kinds of cold fusion technology. Over here, you'll see cleverly hidden from all kinds of satellites and predator drones, our settling pond for our nuclear material.
So how could this program be kept secret for so long?
Well, it's kept secret for so long because we're obviously smarter than our aggressive neighbors.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Oh, do you hear that sound?
Oh, actually, what's that sound?
That sound is the moment of our triumph. Copy that. Looks like we're getting ready to have some excitement here as we're getting ready to nuke the opposition.
Oh.